Across the UK, there are thousands of mosques and designated places of worship available for those who want to practice their faith. Yet despite this, we continue to see instances where groups choose to hold prayer gatherings in busy public spaces, including, as you'll see in the clip I'm about to show you, directly in front of a war memorial. And that raises understandable questions about respect for shared spaces and the boundaries between public life and private religious practice. We'll dive into this story in today's video. But before we get started, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Right now, only 12% of viewers are subscribed, so join the community and help us grow. The issue here isn't about people praying. Everyone has the right to worship as they see fit. The concern arises when these gatherings take place in locations that carry national significance or where they disrupt everyday life for surrounding communities. War memorials are places of remembrance, spaces meant to honor those who served and died. Using them as a backdrop for any large-scale gathering, religious or otherwise, feels out of step with the solemn purpose they were created for. Another concern often raised by local residents is the use of loudspeakers during outdoor prayers. When amplification is involved, the noise carries far beyond the immediate area, affecting people in their homes, workplaces, and public spaces. It's not about opposing prayer. It's about volume, timing, and the impact on the wider community. Most people would agree that amplified sound in public areas, whether religious or secular, needs to be handled with consideration and clear guidelines. So the obvious question is, if there are established places of worship available, spaces specifically built and resourced for prayer, why are some groups choosing public streets, pavements, parks, or memorial sites instead? The expectation is simple: public spaces should remain accessible and respectful for everyone, regardless of belief. And when worship can take place in a way that doesn't disrupt others or encroach on memorials, that is overwhelmingly the more appropriate route. As you watch the clip, consider the location, the setting, and the effect it has on the surrounding area. Have a watch. And that's the situation right there. What we just saw wasn't a lack of space or a shortage of places to pray. It was a deliberate choice to set up right in front of a war memorial, using loudspeakers and turning a public symbolic location into a makeshift prayer site. That's the issue. This specific incident shows a clear disregard for the setting and for the people around it. There are plenty of appropriate places available, yet this location was chosen anyway. And that's why it's causing frustration. Public memorials deserve respect, and behavior like this simply doesn't belong there. In other news, senior barristers have accused Justice Secretary David Lammy of distorting figures on collapsed rape cases to justify reforms that would halve the number of jury trials. Mr. Lammy has suggested several times that 60% of victims withdraw from cases due to delays in the court system. However, figures show the vast majority of rape cases never reach the courts because of policing delays, and only 8% of victims pull out once a charge is brought. The Justice Secretary told Sky News, "If a woman is sadly raped in our country today, she will likely have her trial come on in 2028, maybe 2029. That's a long time for her to wait. Victims of rape are pulling out, 60% are pulling out of cases, witnesses fall away, and the trauma of waiting is too hard." Labour members were sent a 13-page briefing outlining the main points they could use to justify the policy, including the claim that in rape cases, 60% of those who report being raped are now pulling out before trial. However, Chris Henley, KC, said much of what Mr. Lammy says to defend the proposals is inaccurate. He must know. It's really cynical, the barrister added, noting that delays or victims changing their mind before charges are brought cannot be blamed on the court backlog. Mr. Henley accused the Justice Secretary of being either cynical or staggeringly gullible about the figures. He said, "It's a cowardly betrayal of everything he said in his 2017 review on the jury system and what he has repeated since." Meanwhile, the Criminal Bar Association's Andrew Thomas KC noted that while delays in the court system does impose a heavy strain on sexual assault victims, a reasoned debate grounded in facts was required. He said, "That includes using relevant statistics in a proper fashion. Justice, as the Secretary of State for Justice should know, begins only when there is a charge to bring a criminal case to court, all forms of rape included. The only accurate measure from a court perspective is the CPS, Crown Prosecution Service measure, of how many of its prosecutions fall away due to witness attrition, and that remains on average for the past year around 8%. To include figures relating to allegations brought to police does not assist in this debate and may lead to erroneous conclusions." The Ministry of Justice has labelled the comments made by the senior barristers as completely misleading. The department affirmed that Mr. Lamy has been clear that justice delayed is justice denied, and it is unacceptable that 60% of victims who report rape drop out of the criminal justice system. It added, "Court delays are a crucial factor in discouraging people from seeking justice at all stages. This is attested to by victims and victims groups. Our crucial reforms will put victims first, creating a fairer system that offers vital support to victims of rape and sexual violence, cuts the court backlog, and gives brave survivors of crime the swifter justice they deserve." Up to 60 Labour MPs, including former Deputy Leader Angela Rayner, have criticised Mr. Lamy's reforms. The Pakistani government has asked the UK to hand over 2 political dissidents in Britain, suggesting this could be done in return for Pakistan accepting the return of grooming gang offenders who have been fighting deportation. According to Whitehall sources, Pakistani ministers raised the idea several months ago. A UK official, who spoke anonymously, said Pakistan made the proposal while in discussions with Britain about sending back grooming gang members linked to the Rochdale scandal. Reports in Pakistan over the weekend claim the Interior Minister brought up this quid pro quo arrangement during a meeting with the British High Commissioner. According to the outlet Dropsite News, Pakistan said it would take back Pakistan heritage offenders involved in grooming gangs if the UK agreed to extradite 2 political dissidents. At a Conservative organised press conference today, Shadow Home Secretary Chris Philp said the UK government must refuse any such deal. He stated, "If someone faces political persecution, we have a duty to protect them. There should be no transactional arrangement here. Countries like Pakistan should take back their own nationals when required, including those convicted of crimes, without attaching conditions." Earlier this year, it emerged that a senior Pakistani delegation had suggested they would accept the deportation of sex offenders if Pakistan International Airlines were allowed to resume flights to the UK. British ministers have been trying to secure the deportation of Rochdale offenders, Quarry Ralph and Adu Khan, both jailed in 2012. Khan has since fled the UK, but pressure to remove Ralph continues. Both men used human rights laws to fight their deportation, even after losing their British citizenship. The UK's long-standing policy is not to confirm or deny whether an extradition request has been made or received. The Pakistan High Commission in London was approached for comment. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you have not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.